It's more than 6 years since 3-year-old Madeleine McCann went missing on holiday in Portugal. And this week, British detectives will renew their efforts to solve the case, claiming that their work so far has significantly changed the accepted version of events.
After 17 long years, Madeleine McCann has finally been found, bringing an end to one of the most famous missing person cases in the world. She was only 3 when she vanished during a family vacation in Portugal, leaving everyone searching for answers. Could this discovery finally reveal what truly happened that night? Join us as we uncover the details surrounding this astonishing breakthrough that will make you doubt the police and governments around the world. The disappearance that shook the world. Madeleine McCann went missing from a vacation apartment in Praia da Luz, Portugal. This tragic disappearance drew immediate and widespread media coverage as it happened in a popular tourist area and involved a very young child. The McCann family was on holiday when Madeleine was reportedly taken from her bed while her parents dined with friends nearby. The case has remained in the public eye, with numerous theories, sightings, and investigations surfacing over the years, yet no conclusive evidence has ever been presented. Before we dive into the latest findings, it's clear that what has been uncovered is far more surprising than anyone could have predicted, and it won't be the only thing that will shock you. Madeleine's disappearance affected not only her family, but people all over the world. The news broke out late at night, around 10 o'clock, when Kate McCann realized her daughter was not in her bed. Panic ensued, leading to a wide and immediate search around the resort. Despite rapid and extensive efforts, no trace of Madeleine was found, marking the start of a long and painful path for the McCanns and all who followed the case. The case garnered global attention, with media outlets from all corners of the world reporting on every development. Public sympathy was vast, but the situation also sparked widespread criticism, particularly towards the McCanns' decision to leave their children alone while they dined. This scrutiny brought about various theories on what might have happened to Madeleine, ranging from her wandering off by herself to being abducted by a passerby. The investigation experienced numerous complications, particularly when suspicion briefly fell on the McCanns themselves. They were eventually cleared, but not before the investigation had taken many turns, wasting precious time. Throughout the years, countless leads, reported sightings, and theories have surfaced, from potential sightings across different continents to speculations of her being caught up in a broader criminal network. Private investigators and government agencies joined the efforts, and spiritual mediums even offered their insights. But these leads frequently ended in dead ends. Dealing with false leads has been one of the most challenging aspects of this case. Every few years, new developments would raise hopes. A sighting of Madeleine, a child resembling her, new suspects, or fresh forensic tests. Each time, hope would be rekindled, only to be dashed again when the leads went nowhere. Despite these challenges, the McCann family has never given up hope that Madeleine is still alive. They have maintained their belief steadfastly, even as the global spotlight has sometimes dimmed. Now, nearly 2 decades later, the possibility that Madeleine might have been found is both shocking and profoundly significant. The prospect of finally getting answers brings mixed emotions: relief at potentially resolving the case, sadness for the time lost, and fear of yet another disappointment. The recent resurgence of hope is linked to the identification of Christian Bruckner, a German man currently imprisoned for a different crime. Bruckner, known for his criminal history across Europe, including personal offenses, was in the Algarve at the time of Madeleine's disappearance. Investigators are now meticulously examining his past activities and connections during that period, hoping to uncover a breakthrough. The roller coaster of emotions for those involved in and following this case has been immense. Each new piece of information brings a flicker of hope, typically followed by disappointment. Yet, the desire for closure and the truth continues to drive the investigation and maintain public interest. Could this latest update be the definitive chapter in a story that has spanned almost 2 decades? Or is it just another twist in a narrative that seems resistant to conclusion? As we await further developments, the blend of hope, anticipation, and trepidation remains palpable. The thought that the truth about Madeleine McCann's fate could finally be revealed is both daunting and desperately awaited by her family and the global community alike. This case exemplifies the complexities and challenges of dealing with high-profile missing person cases. It involves navigating numerous dead-end leads, managing public expectations, and dealing with the emotional weight of a situation fraught with uncertainty. The enduring hope is that truth and justice for Madeleine McCann will eventually be achieved, providing some semblance of closure to a saga that has captured the hearts and minds of people worldwide. When Christian Bruckner became the focus, the investigation quickly shifted, showing more links than anyone expected. The new focus in Madeleine's case. In 2020, a man named Christian Bruckner became a key figure in the investigation into the disappearance of Madeleine McCann. She vanished back in 2007, and since then, the case had lots of twists and turns without much progress. Bruckner was near the place where Madeleine was last seen on the night she went missing. This detail alone brought new attention to him. As the authorities dug deeper, they found more links between Bruckner and that night. For instance, he received a phone call in Praia da Luz right around the time Madeleine disappeared. This piece of information suggests he was not only in the area, but also possibly involved in some way. Despite these connections, proving that Bruckner was responsible has been tough. Gathering strong evidence that can clearly link him to the crime has taken a lot of time and effort. This is crucial because without solid proof, it's hard to make a case stick in court. The recent developments in the investigation have provided some compelling evidence, though. Some people who know Bruckner have hinted that he might have told them about his involvement in the kidnapping. Now, investigators are going over every place connected to Bruckner, both in Portugal and Germany. They are looking for anything, any sign of Madeleine, or any clue that ties him more directly to her disappearance. For those who have been following this case closely, the identification of Bruckner as a suspect is the first big lead in a long time. Bruckner's criminal background, his location near the scene when Madeleine vanished, and the indirect evidence against him suggest he might be the person responsible. However, despite these promising leads, there's still a long way to go. Proving someone's guilt in cases like this requires a lot of strong, direct evidence. Without things like a body or clear forensic evidence, it's challenging to convict someone. But the implications of possibly solving this case are significant. It has made people everywhere think more about the impact of such disappearances on families and communities. It also raises important questions about how we handle child abductions, law enforcement effectiveness, and the role of the media in shaping public opinion. If Madeleine is found, or if her kidnapper is positively identified, it would highlight the challenges of international investigations. The early stages of the investigation saw poor coordination between Portuguese and British authorities, language barriers, different legal systems, and varied approaches to investigation. These issues caused delays and lost opportunities. This situation has shown the need for better cooperation across borders, especially in urgent cases involving children. If it turns out that Bruckner is indeed the culprit, people might wonder if he could have been caught earlier if these problems hadn't interfered. The media's involvement in Madeleine's case has been massive from the start. Her story has captured headlines worldwide, and each new piece of information has been followed intensely. This level of attention demonstrates how powerful the media can be in directing both public attention and the course of an investigation. The constant media coverage has had both positive and negative effects. On the positive side, it has kept Madeleine's case in the public eye. Campaigns like Find Madeleine became well known because of this widespread attention. However, there have been downsides to the media frenzy. The intense spotlight led to numerous rumors and sensational stories. Madeleine's parents faced a lot of criticism, with some media outlets making unproven claims that harmed their reputation and caused them much emotional pain. When recent news hinted that Madeleine might have been found, it brought a mix of emotions. There was some relief at the possibility, but also a great deal of pain from all the years of uncertainty. Even if this development does end their long wait, it would just be the beginning of a long, difficult healing process. The family's continuous hope has been a guiding light in the ongoing search. The dedication of her parents, coupled with global attention, has played a crucial role in keeping the investigation alive. Their unending hope, along with the continued support from the public, might still help bring about justice. Madeleine's story emphasizes the importance of not giving up on missing persons, no matter how much time has passed. Just when things seemed calm, new information brought back hope, pulling everyone into the search once again. Lessons learned from a long search. On a larger scale, this case has impacted society, making people more aware of the dangers of child abduction. Her disappearance made many families reconsider their safety measures and brought more attention to the risks posed by illegal traffickers and predators. If Bruckner is proven guilty, it might lead to stricter laws against offenders and better tracking across countries. Furthermore, finding Madeleine could spark new discussions about justice for long-missing individuals. While the McCanns received a lot of media coverage, many other families aren't as lucky and struggle to keep their cases visible. Solving Madeleine's case could boost support for other missing persons, encouraging more public involvement in these efforts. From the moment this situation began, it was clear how much this case has influenced people's ability to hold on to hope even when things look really tough. Hope was kept alive by rare glimpses, fresh clues, and the strong will of her parents, Kate and Jerry McCann. They really believed their daughter might still be out there, and that belief fueled the search and affected how they handled everything over the years. Having the whole world watch the McCann family during this tough time brought both good and bad things. The emotional weight of always being watched is hard to imagine. It's important for the public to care about big cases like this, but there are big risks too. The intense media attention was essential to keep the case out there, but it also opened the family up to a lot of guessing and sometimes baseless blame. Sadly, it's not uncommon for parents of missing kids to be suspected just because they are so closely connected to the case. People often don't want to believe a parent could do something so awful, which leads to discussions based on feelings rather than facts. The media storm that came after she went missing was a mixed blessing. It helped keep her face and story well known across the globe, which made it more likely for her to be recognized anywhere. This kind of worldwide attention is rare in missing persons cases and has kept her story in the public eye much longer than most, which usually disappear quickly. However, this wasn't the worst part. The media often reported on the case in a way that brought a lot of mistakes, rumors, and guesses that were treated as true facts. This caused confusion, threw off the investigation, and made finding the truth much harder. The way the media covered the McCann case, with wild theories and baseless accusations, cluttered the case with false information, making it even harder to figure out what really happened. The internet has also changed things. In today's world, anyone with internet access can share their thoughts on ongoing investigations. This can sometimes lead to helpful hints, but can also cover up important details under a lot of unnecessary information. The global nature of Madeleine's search also highlighted how different countries handle police work. At first, the Portuguese police were criticized for not quickly alerting international authorities about her disappearance. Later, the British police also faced challenges when they joined the search. These weren't the only issues. The different ways the Portuguese and British police worked sometimes caused tension, leading to delays and misunderstandings. Over the years, this case has shown the big need for better cooperation between countries and more efficient ways to handle missing person cases, especially those that cross borders. When a suspect was identified, it revealed deeper challenges. When kids are taken across national borders, the challenges get even bigger. Police from different countries often struggle to work together because of different legal systems, languages, and investigative priorities. The McCann case has shed light on these problems, striking a chord with the families of other missing children. While some progress has been made in how countries cooperate, the ongoing difficulties in solving this case remind us that we still need stronger systems to quickly find missing children, no matter where they are taken. Now, with help from other countries, the investigation might finally uncover the answers that have been missing for so long. Can technology help solve Madeleine's case? Recently, the involvement of German authorities, focusing on Christian Bruckner as a suspect, has brought new energy to the investigation. This has raised questions about why he wasn't considered a suspect sooner. Looking back, there were signs: his criminal background, his location near where Madeleine went missing, and his actions afterward. Yet, tracking suspects with international connections remains a big challenge in solving cases like this. At the core of this complex situation is a simple but deep question: what really happened to Madeleine McCann? The potential involvement of Christian Bruckner may provide some answers, but it's unlikely to reveal everything. Even if Bruckner's involvement is confirmed, many details might still stay hidden, and the full truth of that night might never be fully known. The uncertainty of not knowing what happened to a loved one can be incredibly tough for families in these situations, sometimes even tougher than knowing a sad outcome. A new development in the case has started discussions about justice, especially if Christian Bruckner, a known criminal with a history of serious offenses, is found responsible for Madeleine McCann's disappearance. His past crimes and his travels across Europe highlight the difficulties law enforcement faces in keeping track of people like him after they are released from prison. Madeleine McCann's case highlights the urgent need for strong international systems to track and monitor known criminals, especially those convicted of serious crimes against children. Different countries have different ways of keeping an eye on offenders. Some watch them closely, while others barely check on them after they're released. This inconsistency lets offenders move across borders without being noticed, making it much harder for the police to do their job. The McCann case has touched many people around the world and continues to be a topic of much discussion and interest. The ups and downs of the investigation, the media coverage, and the involvement of various international authorities have all played a role in how the case has unfolded over the years. As we continue to follow the developments, the hope for finding Madeleine and the pursuit of justice remain strong, reminding us of the challenges and complexities of dealing with such heartbreaking situations. If Christian Bruckner is indeed linked to Madeleine McCann's disappearance, we might see calls for global changes in monitoring people who have committed serious crimes like intimate violence after they are released from prison. His continued criminal activities highlight the risks from individuals who harm the most vulnerable among us, raising doubts about the effectiveness of our current systems. Yet, this isn't the only crucial point. If this case gets solved, it could pave the way for how we handle future missing person cases, particularly with the recent tech advancements. New technologies like facial recognition and improved DNA tests have boosted law enforcement's ability to find missing people. International databases and artificial intelligence now offer tools and opportunities that weren't available when Madeleine disappeared, giving hope to many families still searching for their missing loved ones. The relentless efforts of the McCann family to keep Madeleine's case active and in the public's mind demonstrate the power of human resolve. They have used every available means to seek answers, serving as an example for other families in similar heartbreaking situations. Another important aspect to consider is the public's interest in Madeleine's case, which shows the strength of community and global cooperation in addressing child abductions. The broad network of concerned people worldwide helps keep such cases in the spotlight. Recent advancements in raising awareness and combating illegal trafficking show how Madeleine's situation has spurred broader efforts to safeguard children and strengthen safety measures. As more details emerge, feelings of hope and despair are often intertwined. The ongoing quest for the truth about Madeleine reveals a deep human need for answers. The uncertainty of not knowing what happened to a child leaves a lasting impact on families, communities, and even nations. For the McCanns, the prospect of possibly finding out the truth after 17 years is filled with both hope and dread. Uncovering the truth can provide relief and a chance for justice, but it can also introduce new pain by forcing families to face the grim realities of their situations. Could the discovery of Madeleine McCann after all these years be exactly as it seems, or is there something else still hidden from us? Let us know your thoughts, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.